Wow, those are very stats-filled presentations. I left mine in the other hard drive, so mine will be a little more up close and personal. Thank you, Christoph, RCBC, for hosting such a great event. Very excited to be here and present and talk to you guys about what we do in the world of deconstruction. There you go. So I talked to my son. Made a comment. He's 5 years old. He's in kindergarten. He said, "What do we do when we're done with Earth?" I said, "Unless it's you and Elon are gonna go and to bring us to Mars, we got to get working." So I thank all of you that are doing that great work as well to find alternatives to recycling and upcycling material. So VEMA Deconstruction, we're a veteran-owned company. We are focusing on the recovery of all material in any project, industrial, commercial, or single-family homes. There's a lot of material that can be upcycled and reclaimed. We're very happy we've kept 1.5 million pounds of material out of the landfill in the last 3 years. And we're the only, so kind of cut off there, but we're the only company in Canada which is FSC certified 100% recycled material, which we focus on lumber. Here. So, why do we do what we do? This is, does anyone know Big Lonely Doug on the island? So it's some cool stats. I was just looking at it. It's, it's a 1,000-year-old old growth tree. It's a second largest living Douglas fir in Canada. And you can imagine that's what all of our homes are made of. Extinct material that we don't use anymore in our building of homes. So that's how it was back in the day. The massive old growth, 1,000-year-old plus trees. We have to appreciate the people that did all that work to begin with, right? That's when we look at a house, we look at to see the quality of dedication, blood and sweat, hard work from all these amazing people that did all this work to create these beautiful homes that unfortunately we are just obsessed with destroying. Vancouver has a big demolition issue. Stats of growing demolition of homes in Vancouver are going to increase. This is a home that was Tudor home in Shaughnessy that was torn down in December. We actually lost the bid for the deconstruction of that home only by $10,000. So you can imagine our priorities, a weak backbone bylaw that doesn't help saving these homes is a problem that we have. Why did we used to only deconstruct. We deconstructed homes, we built out good, quality reclaimed companies that sold this material. Typically, even a home that was deconstructed, the material was taken out and sold and had a pathway to great reclaimed material. But after the war, we wanted to build fast. Machinery took over. Landfills became cheap and accessible, and no requirement to salvage material. So we went that route instead. We had what we lost was that high-value old-growth material, Douglas fir. Massive amounts of stored carbon was released instantly, and we lost skilled trades and people that were focused and expertise in this industry. One of the things I always get is people saying, well, working with reclaimed lumber is tough because it's heavier. I said, well, then go to the gym. It's not, we have the tools, we just put it on the shelf. We can take it back out and work with it again. So what we do at VEMA is we are trying to be competitive against demolition. We can't be the same price as demolition. That's impossible. That's one guy on a machine, one guy transporting it to the landfill. But what we can do is we can try our best to bring in more machinery, in more innovation, more technology to help us be more competitive with a strong bylaw that can help us get going much faster. As you can see, that this is a very cool system here, Urban Machine out of San Francisco, which is an AI-powered, everything's AI-powered now, denailing machine. So that helps us, hopefully, if we're working to bring that machine here, that gives us opportunity to scale. with our partners at Eco Waste, where we're going to be located to receive material. And let's see, so there's a lot of opportunity that I can talk about on the procurement side when it comes to changing kind of the business as usual when it comes to municipalities. There's a lot of things that we can do to change by defining what makes a strong deconstruction bid, by adding extra points to a RFP and saying that you will get extra points by having an inventory list of the material you can salvage, by including deconstruction. These are extra points that can go to a demolition company that can then work with a deconstruction company to get the projects. But we cannot go and say RFP, demolition versus deconstruction, because we're always going to lose. And the attitude can't be, then you better find a way to be cheaper. It's not fair to companies and family-owned businesses that it's a race to the bottom to say, find the cheapest way to dump this garbage. We have to flip that completely upside down and look at how we can, support companies. Because if you find it cheaper, then you'll find more material on the side of farms in Langley or Abbotsford, and that's where these guys are dumping material. So some of the solutions we had is, fixing procurement, add points for salvage, reuse, and diversion, require walkthroughs and realistic timelines. That helps at the beginning. If we're involved at the integrated design process, that helps us bring a couple things to the project, finding out what inventory, what material is available, what we can do with the material, where it can go, as well as defining the process of our scope of work. We can go in, we can do the demolition. We can go in, do the work, and then we can be out, and demolition can continue with heavy machinery for concrete and other things. And so you can see here, we did a big project. You might have heard of it on the news. It was a Saputo factory in Burnaby. We deconstructed that part of that building. We recovered close to 750,000 pounds of reclaimed material in timbers, in glulams, and in roof decking. As you can see, that's the picture of the inside of the factory. That's the material that we were removing. We turned that material into, you can see how beautiful the material is, just hiding, right? It's just hiding inside. And then we're going to be using it on example of the soffits in the home. So that's a great opportunity to use that material, and it's real. This is not AI. We did it, And then here's another great thing. It's we recovered the glulam beams. As you can see in this picture, people say that's me excited about the material. That was me worried about where to put this. So you can see that once you took it off, we basically cut it and machined it, and it's going into a single-family home as stairs. So beautiful stuff, amazing stuff. We don't have to cut any tree down, it's there. And not to mention, that's 1960s old growth Douglas fir. That's much better than what you get nowadays. So what we learned from the Saputo project is, by having that management of material and inventory really does help us figure out where it's going to go next. This is a really great opportunity. We're working with SLA Architects, Metro Vancouver, engineering company to use this material for the exterior of this new waste to energy plant. So we're at the beginning process of this. Hopefully this is something that can work. But really, really excitement in the industry from architects to do this type of work and to turn this material into something amazing. We're also bench testing the glulam beams so it can be structurally signed off, so we can use it structurally in the building as well. So very, very cool opportunities. But how do we get all this material? We get the questions asked by architects, designers, everyone else. Well, where is it, right? So that is why we had to focus ourselves. That's actually AI. So I need to do something. I had to save some time. This is kind of our vision, right? Let's say that's our vision board. We want to have that. We are actually right now on eco waste land, which is fantastic because we have our 30,000 square feet there. We want to be able to do something like this where we can take the deconstructed material, denail it, restore it. And that's the big thing that we're doing is we're focusing on quality assurance to remove material, remove metal from the material so it's available, but also creating an opportunity for that kind of middle between supply and demand. We want to be able to provide the best quality material to that demand. And also, we have our nonprofit, which is the National Deconstruction Material Upcycling Association, on site as well. We're focusing on the workforce training, on understanding what deconstruction is, and all that great stuff. So, last thing here I wanted to say was the advantage of having a processing site is the opportunity to do that tier 1 lumber for the industry, right? So we can, we have that FSC chain of custody showing full certification from the beginning to the end, allows us to give this material as, an audit for leads, and being able to kiln dry in the future the material, having engineer tested and graded material to help give, some sort of path to reusing this material with some sort of auditing and quality. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for now. Thank you very much.